Okay, hi, I'm Tate.
Hi, Gennady Bakhtarov. How are you today? Oh,
Batrakov.
Batrakov. I'm sorry. Here, back that up. Hi, Gennady Bakhtarov.
How
My
are you?
mother was a shuffleburger, and so she always said, "You learn how to say people's names," because she was growing up, no one could say their name, and it was like, ah.
Okay,
How are you?
all right. So, what is going to be today? We're gonna go through the future improvements and what enhancements we've done already, and also what is pending. Because we having actually really interesting functionality will be added for research docs, and that's
Ah,
important.
cool.
We have a lot of people actually have a lot of interest for research docs. We have this is a probably more sought out the functionality that people are looking for, which is totally understandable. I always get lost when I do my research, and it's
Oh
very
yeah.
difficult. And as you said, that our research of top 100 provides a really good research results, right? You get the really good data behind it, and now we're going to even improve it, and I will show you what we will do.
Yeah, I call it the magpie effect. It's WILF. What was I looking for? And I get on and you click on something. Oh, that looks interesting. Click on that. Oh, that
Yeah,
looks interesting too.
yeah, you know what it called? It called ADD. It's called, oh, another thing is the shiny object syndrome. You know
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, that's what a magpie is. See, a magpie is the bird, and they see something bright and shiny, and they go and grab it and put it in their nest. So they're constantly stealing stuff from people and taking it back to their nests. They're also a rather nasty bird, from what I'm told, but that's
Which one is that? Which one
the
is that?
magpie. The
I need to
magpie.
look at the translation on the Russian, so it gives me
Oh,
a
okay.
better idea
I,
what it is.
yeah, it's like a crow,
I don't
but
like crows, but all right, I get the idea. So
all right.
we do have some really interesting functionality which we already implemented. And let me just explain. So many people sometimes, and not many, but sometimes what happens is that people are inside the app when they write a specific content. They forget that we changed that. We have a button save on the top.
Right.
And we specifically made it in the old fashioned that this button is a really old fashioned. It never was before. We never had this button before. We introduced it just about like 2-3 weeks ago. Now we added the button save. Why we did that? First of all, the opening multiple tabs were causing the problems because the people may have the same content open in two tabs. What happens is when you try to get out, let's say even you do autosave automatically. So you open the work on the content in one tab, and then you think you saved it everything, and then you go another tab, and without even refresh, you just simply say, okay, you get out of that tab. But the second tab did not have these updates because we don't have like a live updates in the two different tabs. So what happens is we just simply override the whatever you had the content. We just blocked it out again. We take it out, we override it with it, and it's not really good. So person need to know when they get out of the specific block, they want to know, is this the content that I have, is this good to save and override. So for that reason we just place the button save. So apparently this is a much better, but we still had some issues on it, but it's more not on our side. People when they log in, they don't check the button, the check mark there for like save the login. You know, the one that the check
Yeah,
mark when
yeah,
you log in on the bottom is this save login or something, right?
yeah, yeah. Remember
So
me.
yeah, remember me. That's right. So this remember me. So basically, what it's doing is extending the token authorization for like 30 days.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you do this when you log in without check mark, you have a token only good for 12 hours. So let's say you work this morning and late at night you're looking at this again and you left it open. If you didn't do anything, your token expired. And if the token
Okay.
expired, the content could be gone because now there's nowhere to save the content if the token is not alive. So
Got it.
we made a fix for that, so which is really cool. So what happens, we utilize our own functionality of versions. So imagine that you do the version of the block manually by yourself. You go in there before you doing it. Let's say every time you leave the block for some time, you go there and you click it on the save the version. Then in this case, you have guaranteed your version is saved, no issue. So anytime you click and force it manually, your version will be there saved. So what we did, but basically we don't ask everybody to do it all the time, but you can use it if you want to. But it's kind of you can forget about it, and it's not really a good way of asking people to do the backups. Basically, it creates the backup of your block. So we set up this process systematically. We keep one block version in a block continuously alive. So it name for that, it has a specific name. It says auto. So this auto saved of the version is always there if you make some changes to your block. So what will happen is our system thinks, and in about like 30 seconds or 1 minute later, it creates the version. Every time it creates and updates the version continuously. So it keeps only one block, but this block is always there. It name of that block, it says a little label there, auto update. And this auto update, it remains there all the time. So it always keeps constantly your latest update version of your block. So just remember that. So this auto update block is always there. If you happen to be lost, your authorization lost, your computer crashed, or who knows, for whatever reason, you left it and all of a sudden you just simply click refresh. When you click refresh, of course, it's just like a crash. So basically for us, it's like, boom, everything is updated. Now you get the old data there if you click refresh, if you didn't save it. But remember, you do have that button, that version, block version, always saved for you. So go on your versions, find that auto saved block and replace it with one click. You can do that. So basically you just put that version there. But remember, if you don't do it right away when you need to, it will override it again as soon as you start changing your block if you're on the right side. Okay?
Cool.
And I'll show actually how that actually works, so you could see that and use it. As long as you know that, you now all set. If your authorization token runs out, once you click refresh or something happened, go to your versions and replace it. We will also have a little tip when your token runs out and we have a discrepancy. We see that our saved version is later than your version there, because when you come back you didn't change anything. Then we will show this a little thing pops up and saying here you want to replace, so you will see that. But actually this version, we set the limit of like at least 5 minutes should be spread between them. So if I will not be able to show that in a real time, actually I probably could if it just started and then see how that will be.
Right.
Yeah, doing something else and then come back. But I will show that. Also,
that works well because I noticed it while I was writing some web copy.
Yeah.
And we were going through several iterations, and I would say, okay, I want to save this one. I want to save this one. And then I noticed the little green auto in there, and we hadn't had a chance to talk since then. So I said, oh, I think that's saving automatically. That's really cool.
Yeah. Notice that. Yes, we do have saving automatically. So next time, even if you say you get out of this and by mistake you click, say you save, oh, I don't want to save it. You click no. And then you rethink about it, say, oh, no, I made a mistake. You go back and all you need to do is just go to your versions and find this auto and say, okay, I want to put this, whatever latest version was there, you want to put it back. Actually, such a good feature. So I like that. That's a little tricky thing that sits there and not annoying. It doesn't interfere in your workflow, but you just remember, you always have a last version being saved there. And God forbid something happen, just go there before you do anything. Just go there and check it out. Because if you go start a new article and start typing or changing, that will override it. So just remember that. Don't type yet. If you need to restore that, quickly block what you had previously. Don't get in and try to make changes to the current block. Make sure you go in the versions first and look at the what you have the latest one and replace it.
Nice. Very good.
All right.
Yes. It's good for me because every now and then you get distracted.
Yeah, get distracted. You get the shiny object syndrome.
that's it. Oh,
I do have a lot. I have my tabs sometimes open, 80 tabs, 90 tabs. So one time I counted, I had like 110 tabs. That's the most I had. 110 tabs. I just didn't feed anything. I said, and you know what? I feel sorry to close it. I don't know why.
Well, you need one of those new 85-inch screens. Now you could have like 100,000 up there.
Yeah. I have a 4K resolution on my laptop, but I still have those tabs about that thick. I mean that wide. So it's yeah. But that's a problem with me. It's not the problem with but.
Well, I wonder. I bet there's a Guinness record you could go for.
Yeah, maybe I'm close to that. Maybe I should go in a competition.
Oh Lord! So,
all right.
Where you want to go next? You want to show the auto? Or
yes, I'm gonna show auto, but also I want to show one more thing and actually we can probably break out the session because let's dedicate this one to that little update. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let me show you now. So I'm gonna share my screen. So now let me explain. So what you see here. Okay. You have let's say I'm going into my introduction. This is a block. Let's say when I don't type anything, I have this button save is right here. Right. It's not solid, so it's nothing happens. But let's soon just notice when I start typing anything. Once I click, right now it's turned on solid red. That means now it's understand that I'm in the editing mode. Now I need to, before I get out of here, I need to save it. So let's say if I do some stuff here, right? Let's say I type, and let's say I add, so I can just quickly say highlight it so I can see it quickly, right? So this is a highlighted the text that I added. When I open here is my versions, now you can see it's nothing yet here. But let's give some time and we come back to that and we'll see, but how much time? Let's see, maybe a minute or so. So you will see now, since I start editing, you will see this block will be saved in the versions. So let me go back to library. Now go back to versions. Now you see now it's appeared. All right. So now you see this has a label auto. That's important to understand. This is auto saved versions. We're not gonna create multiple versions. We just continuously replacing that auto version with the next updated information. So as soon as I keep changing it, you can see now it changes. You see now it's recorded. This is my change there. Let's say now if I'm going to add and do something with that. So let's say I'm going into libraries and now I'm just gonna find some of the images that I have. Let's say I want to add it now here. This is what we added, right?
Right.
So and let's say if I want to add maybe this one. And by the way, this one is a answer to public. So this answer to public is this kind of similar, but not exactly the same. Look, the similar functionality we will discuss in the next meeting, next video meeting that we will have. So we have something pending, but not as visual as this one, but it's really, really good. All right, so this is what they call LSI keywords, and we're gonna talk about that. Now, okay, so I already made some changes. Let's go back to the version. Let's see what, you can see now it's now keep being updated. So the same block is being updated, and I believe it's like set up whether it's 30 seconds or a minute. So every minute we just keep updating this block. So on the background, you always have like a rolling backup, always goes with you. If you happen to change or made some changes here and left it for some time, you come back, your screen or say your computer crashed, you always go back. And let's say, even if I don't say click no, what will happen? I say no, right? Let's say now I'm going to see my introduction block remains the same, right? Watch this. This is the icon showed up right here, restore. So this is exactly because now it compares that I do have a later version and the difference is more than 5 minutes. So in this case, it looks at my version was saved previously, but I never updated it. My version, the later version is there. So look, if I click here restore, I put back now the last one. All right.
Cool.
But
yeah, like
also watch this. When you go in the versions, you can, even if this icon does not show up, just trust me, the version will stay there and wait for you to, if you restore. But if you start typing here and you override, let's say now I'm making changes. Let me remove this some stuff. Right. Let's say I add some videos. I'm going back, going library, add here. I'm going to Pixabay, and let me find some. Let's say I want this video. Let me add this here.
Pretty jazzy. I like that video.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add this here. Yeah, I'm controlling this. That's fine. So let's leave it like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So, and now also let me go to edit and let's see this autoplay. That's why it came up as autoplay. And now I can even remove the controls. So remove the controls, it's out. So now you don't even see the controls. Yeah. So watch this. When I go to versions, now when I click here, you see that that's not updated yet. But give a little bit of time. Let's come back in about say 1 minute, and you will see this being changed. Take a look at the time. Let's see.
Okay.
Now you see now. This is a new version is right now here. Okay,
Very
so
cool.
this is how that works. So when I save, you can see the button disappear. I mean, this one is now.
Right.
It knows that save that version. And by the way, you can always do your actual hard copies, right? You can click save. It creates you the version. So also the version will stay here. So it will never go away anywhere, right?
Nice. And that's important for people to keep in mind too, that you may start out with something and say, okay, this is the original. I want to save it. You should make you should save that version, because the rolling auto version will become different. And so that's what I like to do, is I will say, okay, this is my starting block. I save it.
Yeah, talking about save versions, but remember there is a slight difference between backups. We do have a backups and a versions. So backups are different. So backups, you go here in the assets, right? So you go here and you open the backup. So now you see this one is backup is for the whole article. So just simply when you go on the backup, you click save. You just give some few seconds and it will show up like this. Now, if I want now restore my backup, this is the place where you can restore the whole article. It's not on the level of the block. Now, versions that's a block feature. So when you are in a specific block, when you go in a block, when you open it, versions you can see blank because I just didn't change anything yet here, because we just introduced this functionality. So once you start changing it, it always will keep the latest updates, updated block in the memory. Your latest versions always will be here. All right.
Very nice. Yeah, extremely useful.
And that will help people who has a crashed computers, who say they run out of the token life. That definitely will be a huge help. They can restore it quickly.
Right. So you're saying a best practice for Blogly users is to check that remember me box every time you log in.
The best practice, yes. If you don't want the token constantly expired, and God forbid you left your article open and you've been working on the content, you didn't click save. So if you if you didn't click save, you're working for too long, you open on your computer, yeah, your token runs out. And what happens is when the token runs out and you keep open, you didn't save, of course you're gonna lose this content, right? But now this will protect it. So in this case, we will have your latest version saved. Just like right now, it looks every 30 seconds or 1 minute. It looks and it saves the last copy right here. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So for that, that will do it. And by the way, we're rolling out this update now. I think it's already on the production, right?
Yeah, it is.
You noticed that
yesterday, so it's working, and I like it. So, well, listen, we'll sign off here and then come back with some other topics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me just stop sharing here. And now we are back to this view. All right, Tom, thank you very much, and we will do another topic next time. I will show we have a great updates for the research docs, and I will show what are we talking about.
I'm anxious to see that. I hope you have a good